today we're going to be talking about the boogeyman. Is he or she real? And where are they now? My name is Hakeem Brown, and this is Pop City Culture.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. Welcome to the most listened to international podcast around the world. Hakeem and Reggie Brown are two young African-American boys speaking the truth. This is Pop City Culture.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Yeah, in the house. So anyways, yeah, I've been looking forward to this thing because I'm telling you guys something. I believe in the boogeyman and Santa and all that stuff. So today we're going to be talking about the boogeyman. And, oh, man, we got some killer stories about this boogeyman. So I'm going to pass the baton off to my older brother, Hakeem Brown. Here he is, Hakeem Brown.
Thank you, Reggie. That was very interesting what you had to say. Yeah. So today we are going to be talking about the boogeyman. And a lot of people believe in the boogeyman. They think the boogeyman is real. What about you, Reggie? Reggie, do you think the boogeyman's real?
Man, of course I think the boogeyman's real, man. The boogeyman is as real as Santa Claus, French vanilla bread, chocolate chip cookies, the Easter Bunny, all that stuff.
You know, let's get into this. The boogeyman, also spelled boogeyman, boggle man, boggle monster, boggle man, boggle woogie, boogie.
Man, just get on with it.
Anyways, it's a mythical creature used by adults to frighten children into good behavior.
Say what?
So tell me, Reggie, do you think that's good?
No, I don't think that's good, man. Nobody should be frightening kids like that, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, that does sound a little bit narcissistic.
Man, I was just about to say
Reggie,
that.
I know you just said that. I'm tired of you saying what I said.
You always try to
Reggie,
say. Man, I
maybe
was going to say.
you and I both think along the same lines.
I don't think so. I think better than you.
I'm gonna say it again, Reggie. Maybe you and I.
Maybe nothing, man. Maybe nothing.
Reggie,
I think better than you. Man,
maybe
you shut up, man.
Shut up, Reggie.
No, you shut up.
Reggie, I want to finish what I'm saying. So
I'm
just
gonna
shut
finish
up.
what I'm saying. You ain't gotta cut me off this time.
Okay, you
This
know
is
what?
my show
Forget
too. What?
Anyways,
what? Man,
forget you too.
Man,
Anyways, the
whatever.
boogeyman has no significant appearance or conceptions, and it varies drastically by households and cultures. But they are most commonly described as masculine, adronious monsters that punish children for misbehavior. So, you know, Reggie, if I were you, maybe I'd act a little better because maybe you're misbehaving right now, and the boogeyman might come after you tonight.
Man, you need to shut up. I don't think so.
Oh, it is so, Reggie. Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, so say you.
So the boogeyman has a concept. Similar monsters can be found in many cultures around the world. Boogeymen may target a specific act or general misbehavior depending on what purpose needs to be serving. Often based on a warning from the child's authority figure, the term boogeyman is sometimes used as a non-specific personification
A what? Huh?
for terror, and in some cases, the devil.
Dun dun dun. All hands on deck, dude.
Yeah, Reggie. If I were you, I'd be all hands on deck there.
Man, maybe you should be all hands on deck talking
Because
about
what
me.
I'm saying, Reggie, is
What are you
you
saying?
misbehave a lot.
Oh, what?
I mean,
what about you, man?
if
What
I was
about you,
you,
man? If you were me, you'd be
I
better.
would be like on
Man, you
my
wish-
best behavior.
Man, you wish you were me.
So-
you know? So you, man.
You know, they have, you know, everybody wants to know what the origins of the boogeyman is and the folklore and the myths. I mean, there are a lot, you know. The boogeyman is most easily divided into, let me see. Let me get this here. 3 categories. The kind that punishes misbehaved children, like you, Reggie.
Man, I ain't even gonna dignify that with the remark.
The kind that are more violent prone, and the kind that protects the innocent. They are related in the same way because they all exist to teach young children lessons. The large majority of boogeymen are those who just frighten children with punishment, and they don't actually inflict a lot of damage. You know, the more vicious boogeyman is said to steal the children at night from out of their closet. Maybe they're hiding under your bed, and they may even eat you.
Man, say it ain't so.
Well, what do you think if the boogeyman eats you, Reggie?
Man, I don't think that's a good thing, man. What you think, man? What you think? We all like candy bars or something? Or like little Skittles or some little eating nuggets or something? That ain't
Yep.
right.
So the last category of the boogeyman is one who protects people and only punishes those who are guilty, regardless of your age. So apparently, the boogeyman can get you at any age. So, maybe adults should be on their best behavior too, because, it can come after anybody. It doesn't discriminate. So while Reggie, listen to this. While the description of the boogeyman differs on a cultural level, there are often some shared similarities to the creature.
Shared similarities. What you got?
Well, let me tell you, Reggie. Many of the boogeyman are described as having claws, talons, and sharp teeth. Along with that, the majority of boogeyman are of the spirit variety. That means they don't have flesh and they're not solid.
Man, I know what it means. What you think?
Well, I
I'm
didn't know
stupid,
if you knew
man?
that, Reggie.
Man,
so,
of course I know
don't
that.
get upset with me. I don't know what you know, Reggie.
Man, obviously you
According to
don't know what
it
I
all.
know. I do know it all, man. I do.
I don't know if
Yep.
you know it all, Reggie,
Man,
but
I just
anyways,
told you I know it all.
while the minority are demons, witches, and other mythical creatures, some are even described to have certain animal features such as horns, hooves, and bug-like appearance. Oh my God, do you like bugs, Reggie?
Man, that's a big no.
Because I'm going to tell you the next... Hey, Reggie, you know what?
What?
I remember seeing this, I think it was a Disney movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And come to think about it, didn't they have the boogeyman in that?
Man, you know they did, man. He
Did
was
that
off the
scare
hook.
you?
Of course it scared me. It scared everybody, man. What you talking about? What, you
the
stupid?
boogeyman was actually a bug
A big old bug.
inside of a potato sack looking potato sack kind of creature.
Yep. Yeah, sure was.
Figuroid something, and it had a million bugs, and then in the end, it was just one tiny bug. And the bug, who was a boogeyman, said, "My babies, my babies." it was something else. That was a good movie. I'm gonna have to watch that again. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep.
Everybody, if you're listening, I'm gonna tell you that's a really good movie. We actually love Disney movies. They're awesome. Anyways, back here to the boogeyman.
Bring it on back, brother. Bring it on
The
back.
origins of the boogeyman. Because of such a global impact, it makes it difficult to find the original source of the legend. The first reference to the boogeyman, do you know when it was?
Man, I don't know when it was. Why don't you just say? You got the paper there.
No, it would be considered the hobgoblin described in England in the 1500s. Many believe that they were made to torment humans, and while some only played simple pranks, others were more foul in nature. So, Reggie, do you think they got the boogeyman in Africa?
You let everybody tell you their story. They think everything comes from Africa.
No, Reggie, everything in the world doesn't come from Africa. But yeah, they according to this, I mean, we're going to go down the list. So they had some in Africa, and they called the boogeyman in Africa Abu Rigi Maslukla,
Man, that sounds African.
which translates means the man with burnt skin legs.
Good Lord, if that don't sound a little bit racist, man, I don't know what does.
And it's a very scary story that parents tell their kids when they misbehave. The Abu Rigo Masulka is a monster that got burnt when he was a child because he did not listen to his parents. He grabs naughty children to cook and eat them.
Man, that sounds cool.
That's right, Reggie. Are you from South Africa?
Man, what, are you stupid, man? I'm from
Man,
Massachusetts. Man,
Reggie,
ask
calm
me if I'm from
down. I was just kidding.
Africa. You ain't kidding, man. That's,
So anyways,
there's something there you're trying to say.
South Africa, the Tokolish is a dwarfish creature of Xhosa and Zulu mythology conjured up by Sengomas, which is a traditional healer. It wanders around causing mischief and frightening children. It also describes a small, muscular, hairy witch familiar with an unusual large nose. It may visit women and take them and eat them. Wow, all these boogeymen are always eating people.
Man, maybe they're hungry, man. Maybe they don't
You know,
eat, you know?
Reggie, you ever think you might be a boogeyman because you're always eating?
What are you, stupid? Another stupid thing out of your mouth, man.
Reggie,
Just get on with
every
it.
time I
Man,
see you, you're
jeez.
eating. You got
I'm
something
not-
in your mouth.
I am not eating all the time, just
Anyways,
sometimes.
in Europe, they have the Albania, the Bubba. The Bubba is a serpent monster. Mother would tell their children to be quiet or the Bubba would get them.
Man, that's funny because we got a friend named Bubba. You know what I'm saying? Man, I might be thinking about Bubba
Oh
now.
my goodness, they call it the Bubba. we have a friend and they're called Bubba.
Oh, jeez, I
So-
just said that. What
And,
is he?
also in Europe and Albania, the Lupia is a female demon with an insatiable appetite for the flesh of children, especially children. She has many heads and 7 to 100.
Man, that's like a lot of
She
heads.
has 7 to 100 heads. And like Greek Hydra, if one head is severed, then others will grow in its place. That's right. So, they also have it in Germany, Greece, Italy, Hungary, and all that good stuff. Reggie, I can't believe that the Boogeyman is like all over the place. I mean, did you ever know the Boogeyman was like all over like this?
Man, of course I did. I mean,
Huh?
the Boogeyman is like Santa Claus all over the world, man. What did you? You're
No,
an idiot, man. Man, you say the dumbest things.
In the
What?
Netherlands, they have
They have what? What do they
the
have?
Boogeyman, and
I
it's
know.
called buck riders.
I didn't know that.
They are ghost thieves who ride flying goats. They were legends created by actual bands of thieves in the 18th century to intimidate and terrorize local farming communities.
Man, that is shady.
I mean, that is just something. What do you think?
I think it's something too, man. I think they come up with this story so they can like steal more stuff. They're like the Robin Hood of wherever they're from, man. That's something. That's something.
I never heard of anything like that in my life. But there are many stories and of boogeymans.
Well, I know now, obviously, right?
And they have true stories of boogeymen. Do you know any? Do you know any stories, Reggie?
Man, I don't know any stories, but I know of eyewitness account. That's about it. Well, what do you got?
Well, maybe we'll start telling some stories
Well, why don't you start now?
later. But
No, now.
one thing about the boogeyman is kids all over the world, they always feel like somebody's always trying to terrorize them, and nobody really understands what the deal is with people trying to scare all the kids. I mean, when I was younger, I heard a story how this kid, he was mowing the lawn with his dad, young kid, probably about 9, and on the side of his house, he was playing with some kind of some bubble push mower thing. Maybe it was like a fake lawnmower. And his dad told him to put it in the basement. So he said that he took the toy in the basement, went down the basement stairs from outside to the inside basement. At the bottom of the cement stairs, there was a green toy box. In a fit of rage, he slammed the toy in the toy box. It made a huge crash. He turned around to walk up the stairs. Then he turned and looked in the back of the basement. And there, in the back of the basement, he swore there was a 6-legged, hairy, almost elephant-looking creature with eyes as big as basketballs bulging out of its heads, singing a nursery rhyme, walking very slowly towards him. He said he turned to run up the stairs. He fell, skinned his knee. He said after that he doesn't remember anything. But the fact is, when he told me the story, I didn't believe it until he showed me his knee. The knee that got skinned and left a scar.
Oh my God. That is scary, man. That is a scary story.
Reggie, yeah, that's Reggie. That is a scary story, and that was a friend of ours. Another story a friend of ours told me. Another story here is this.
Oh, I got to hear this.
I'm gonna read it to you. I woke up in the middle of the night, staring at the wall. My back was to the bedroom closet. All of a sudden, the light in my room clicked on. I don't know why it clicked on, because I used to barricade my bedroom door to make sure no monsters would come in. But then he heard the closet door creak open, and he could hear footsteps. I pulled the blankets over my head so I could only see a tiny hole out. As I looked at the wall, the light from my desk shined on the figure pacing back and forth by my bed. It looked like a hairy, 10-foot shadow. I was terrified, sweating for hours. I mustered up the courage to turn around under the covers, and I peeked out of the tiny hole. I saw nothing, and the footsteps stopped. But then a head peered down, and all I saw was an eyeball staring at me, back in the hole I made through the blankets to see. I was terrified and screamed. Whatever it was ran back into my closet because I heard the door slam. My father came running in the room, busted the door from under the bedroom door. He asked me what's going on. I told him there was a monster in my room. It stared at me. My dad said, "Where is it now?" I said it ran in the closet. My dad opened the closet. He looked all around. But one thing he did notice, whoever ran in the closet wasn't there. But there was a nail on the side of the inside closet to hang my ties. It had cut himself. And there wasn't red blood, but the blood was blue. My dad had worked for a hospital, and he got this blue, whatever it was, analyzed. And his friend told him, "It is blood, but whatever it is, it wasn't human."
Oh my God, that's the Boogeyman. That's the
Yeah, Reggie,
Boogeyman.
I never heard
Oh
a
my
story
God.
like that. That was totally.
I never heard
Oh,
something like that.
You know,
That's awesome.
I got chills when I hear this. This reminds me of the Halloween special we had. Do you remember that?
Of course I remember that, man. I still be getting nightmares to this day, man. It's unbelievable. That was a scary... we had a lot of scary stories
Oh
there.
my God, that was scary. Here's another story that we found. This was actually emailed to us from another friend, and it goes like this. When I was younger, my parents sent me away to summer camp, and when I was there, we were supposed to go camping by a campfire a mile away from our cabin. Well, I had been hanging out in the bathroom, hanging out with other cabin people, and when I got back to the cabin, my whole cabin people, everyone there had already left. It was dark. I had my flashlight, and I knew where this place was in the woods. So I decided to go there by myself. I ran there with my flashlight, and when I got there, all there was the campfire burning. No one else was there. I turned around to see if anybody was there. All the sleeping bags, all the food, looked as though it hadn't been touched. It was as though everybody had just vanished. I decided to walk back to the cabin to see what was going on. I was a little scared, so I started shining my flashlight all around. And the third time I flashed it around, I heard something in the woods. I shined my light, and I swear to you, there was a 10-foot hairy creature with 4 arms staring at me. He started to run towards me, so I ran back to the cabin as fast as I would. I must have been running faster because I lost them. But the next day everybody said, "Where were all the campers who were supposed to be in the cabin?" No one ever found them. To this day, I wonder if there was something I could have done.
Oh man, you couldn't have done nothing,
Yeah,
man.
Reggie.
Man, oh
there's
my
there's some
God,
real
man.
boogeyman stories out there. You know, I didn't think they were all like this, but yeah, there's some. I never heard nothing like that.
I ain't ever heard nothing
But-
like that either.
In any case, Reggie, it brings us to that time of the show where I give my what?
The words of wisdom.
Why do people feel the need to scare little children and scar them their whole life? I don't want to sound like a downer. After all, there is something in each of us that want to be scared at times. We go to horror movies only to be terrified on the edge of our seats. We go to amusement parks and ride the scariest roller coasters in the world, thinking that this next turn, it could be going off the tracks. But these stories of monsters like the Boogeyman almost takes it to a whole new level. Because we know that movies are fake. But what about the Boogeyman? Well, I don't hear anything in the news about the Boogeyman, so I guess that is a good thing. But to be honest, when I go to sleep tonight, I will look under my bed and lock my bedroom closet, just in case the boogeyman is there.
Thank you, my brother. That was really good. I really liked it. You always really have something really good to say. But now it's the end of their show, and I'm going to pass it on to you.
Thank you, Reggie. And I want to thank all of you for joining us here on Pop City Culture. Our success is your success.
That's right.
You can download our podcasts and enjoy them any time of the day, morning, noon, or night. Thank you for making us one of the most listened to podcasts around the world. I will see you next time here on Pop City Culture. One last thing. Remember to be kind and affectionate to one another. Remember whose you are. Peace.
Oh, man, after hearing these stories, I'm going to have to sleep with I forgot my train of thought. Oh, man. I hope there ain't no boogeyman in my room tonight.